Shifting focus back to corporate conversations, then it was a good quarter for StoveKraft. The numbers, revenues were up 13% from last year. Consumer demand improved and the festive season also aided to that momentum. To discuss the road ahead, Rajendra Gandhi, the MD of the company, is joining in to talk more about this. Mr. Gandhi, good morning. Thank you for joining in. You've had a double-digit growth both on the top line and the bottom line front this time around. And for the first half, your top line growth is at 11%. Do you believe you would stick to that number by the end of the year as well? So for the full year, is double digits doable now?
Yeah. We are very confident about the double-digit growth for the year. The post-Diwali, relative post-Diwali demand continues to be very strong. So we are very confident of a double-digit growth.
And what will contribute to that growth, sir?
Both, all our categories are doing well, and particularly we believe that our cookware and pressure cooker segment will further, it will fuel the demand because we are, as it is, a very aggressive, very affordable brand. And then this affordable brand becomes more affordable with reduction in GST. But overall, I think there is good demand for the overall categories that we operate in and in all the channels. That includes our e-commerce, the modern trade. Even the GT is getting back to normalcy. While we were degrowing the first quarter, GT is getting to normalcy. Of course, we have a little challenge on our export, but we believe once this tariff thing stabilizes, again, export continues to grow at a higher rate. So with all these channels and the products, we are very confident of a double-digit growth this year.
What is exports as a percentage of your revenues? What has been the growth in the first half of the year? You said it's a bit challenging.
No, the first half was not as challenging, but we are going forward. We are anticipating or expecting correction on the tariff, normalization of the tariff, because our existing business continues to remain or grow at the level that it is. There are several categories and products, new additions to our export.
Sure. So can you, Mr. Gandhi, can you help with numbers on exports? Exports
is about 12% of our revenues exports. Okay. But as we grow, we believe that contribution from exports will be larger than the current level.
And in the first half of the year, what was the growth of exports?
It's about 20%, 15-16%.
Got it.
And what about volume growth, Mr. Gandhi? Firstly, your overall volume growth during the quarter, and your gas cooktops did better than your core cookware segment, is what I can see. But your non-stick cookware had some bit of challenge in the volume growth front. Why is that so? And does that improve in the second half?
No. So it's we are growing in the non-stick, or we call this cookware segment. There's a churn in the kind of cookware that are being used, actually a little more premium to what we were earlier making. So by value, they are growing. By volume, maybe because of the premiumization in the cookware category, the volume looks lower. But otherwise, we are growing back on our non-stick. Though we call it non-stick cookware, I think it is cookware as a whole. So the cookware as a whole is seeing good demand, and we are also entering into a complete range of cookware. We have added our cast iron cookware already, and there are a few other categories that we are adding. So with the overall cookware, we believe the value growth is very strong. Sometimes the volume growth may be deceptive because it's a change in the type of product that we are making at lower price points. Maybe some products are lower, and we are moving to higher price point items. So actually, if you will study our growth, about 3.5% comes from actually either cost increase in cost or increase in our margins. But the rest of it is contributed by volume. So if for the quarter, if it is a 13.5% growth, almost close to 10% is coming by volume growth.
So 13.5% was the volume growth during the quarter, right?
About 10% volume.
10% volume. And does that sustain in the second half as well?
Yeah, we are very confident. Actually, though Diwali was a little early, post-Diwali relative momentum is much better. So we believe that this will continue.
So what we're trying to understand is that after the GST rates got cut on so many of your products from 12 to 5%, what is the incremental demand? Now, for example, in the first half of the year, your revenue growth was 11%. Now, because of the GST rate cut and the tailwinds on account of that, what will the second half of the revenue growth? I mean, if GST is to benefit, then the revenue growth in H2 is to be better than H1. What is the number that you're projecting?
So our growth is relative to the period because there are seasons that contribute to our revenues. The second and third quarter are larger quarters. The first and the fourth is relatively smaller quarters. Both the small quarters are smaller. But when you compare it with the quarters of last year, the second, third and the fourth quarter, we are very confident of growing better than double digit. I mean, better than the 10-12% that currently we are. We'll definitely be a higher double-digit growth even in the second half. So, but it is all relative. It is not linked to the first quarter to the first half to the second half.
Thank you so much for sparing time and joining us, Mr. Gandhi, to take us through the road ahead for your company. Wish you good luck for the second half of the year. Take a short break, but just before we do that, here's a programming note. It's the final countdown for CNBC-TV18's most anticipated event of the year, the CNBC-TV18 Global Leadership Summit. This landmark event brings together business leaders, innovators, and policymakers to explore transformative strategies and groundbreaking ideas. Starting 8:30 a.m. on the 7th of November, it will be a power-packed day with several panels focusing on India's economy, digital landscape, markets, entertainment, and a lot more. Tell us, why do you love CNBC TV18 by sending a tagline on the email address flashing on your screen, and you stand a chance to attend this marquee event. Take a short break. Back on the other side.